think I can. Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream basically for 1 sec, so that way I can get this out. Everyone, where's share at? That's stupid. The Wi-Fi. I gotta rush through the museum because it is past 3:30 and the closing time is 5. So I have basically an hour, maybe less, to look through this. So I have enough time to go look through. So, oh god, this is probably really laggy. Oh god. Let's see if I can see the chat. Notifications too. Yeah, top chat. We're into live chat. That's what. Cock and ball torture. I agree. Yeah, it is 3:39. I don't have a whole lot of time to look at this place, unfortunately. So I gotta really like speed run my way through here. I'll make sure not to spoil anything. So I'm going to point the camera at the ground while I hastily make my way to the first sections of the museum. I really wanted to take more time at the museum, or at least to like do the stream, because I wanted the stream to be like 2.5 hours long, maybe even. But yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. Thank God. This Wi-Fi sucks. It keeps disconnecting. Anyways, like I was saying, is last time I was able to go through this entire museum and back in less than 2 hours. Yeah, this time it took us like 3-4 hours to go through the entire museum once, because we had to stop and look at every single thing when I would have probably ignored certain things because I didn't take any pictures. I wanted to take pictures and videos. I wanted to take a lot of footage, but I couldn't because we didn't have the time. So the stream is all we got. So I gotta make this worth it. Everyone here probably thinks I'm insane. So I had to reconnect again. Wi-Fi here sucks. It's terrible. And now it's on phone service, and it's probably going to reconnect to Wi-Fi, and it's going to have to reconnect again. It doesn't matter right now a whole lot. I'm just kind of making my way back through the museum first before I do anything. It's me walking and pointing the camera at the ground. I was really hoping it would be more interesting than this. I'll try to make it worth it though. I'll have to speed run the museum though. So I'm gonna go buy everything as fast as I can. And then maybe I'll explain it afterwards in another stream, like certain parts of it. I wish I could just sit here and hang out with the planes more, but no, don't really have that chance. I think this is the way. Okay, I think we're gonna skip the World War I section, unfortunately. All right. Okay, there we go. So, doing this while holding a Mountain Dew bottle in my hand. We got the different check. It's got a U-2 pilot suit there, different bomber jackets and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Okay, I guess that wasn't too bad. It's only like just about 3 minutes of streaming. Made my way all the way to the beginning. This is the World War II section. So, got the Air Force chopper over here. This is a P-36, and this represents who was it? It was Major Rasmussen, one of the heroes on the attack of Pearl Harbor, who fought regardless during the attack, and he just got up with his pajamas still on and just popped inside his plane and started fighting. So that's pretty cool. Okay, now the stream is running a little better. I'm getting so many Discord notifications, I cannot read them. I cannot read them now. I would be able to read them if I had more time, but I can't be so casual with this stream today. Got a B18, I think, Bolo, Douglas. They basically just took the DC-3 or C-47 like wings and engines and everything and just said, we can make a bomber out of that. We got A6M20. P40E. This is one of the famous flying tigers. That's pretty cool. We got all the cool stuff here. The Taiwanese flag. Got this B-25. I think this might be one of the ones from the Doolittle raid. Got this experimental fighter, the OQ-2A. Or no, that's a different one. That's PT-22. No, that's the one up there. Oh, that was the PQ-14B. Okay, that was it. Never mind. You got the P-39 Aero Cobra over there. One of my favorites, honestly. I wish I showed the model with me, but I just decided to leave it over with my granny right now. I have in my flight bag the model of the Memphis Belle. I took a couple pictures of them. I'll post them later. I would show them on stream, but I don't feel like taking them out of the package, especially since I gotta rush this. But there's the strawberry bitch, the B-24. Yes, I finally am seeing the real life one. There's the Memphis Belle over here, the most famous B-17 bomber to be built. And there it is in all of its glory. I would take you all around, but I don't have the time. Maybe one day when I come back here again, I'll be able to stream it and actually take my time. But yeah, there's the Memphis Belle, the famous Memphis Belle. Got a BF-109, got a P-47, a P-38. Some pretty iconic aircraft here. I got another Discord notification. Oh no, it's not a Discord notification, it's a text message. Here we got a C-47 Skytrain. That's pretty nice. Got a U.S. Air Force. Do you have one commenting over there? There's a Spitfire for U.S. Air Force. This one's a V-1 Doodlebug flying bomb. This one actually is a Ford and Republic JB-2 Loon, which is a copy of the V-1 made by the Americans during World War II, like towards the end. They never saw combat, but it was a replication of it. And you can see they actually put the German markings on it as a like reproduction of the V-1 in a way. And here we got the V-2 rocket, the most feared weapon of World War II, the first supersonic missile and the first ballistic missile. And yeah, and one of the main designers of it, Werner von Braun, would eventually become one of the lead designers of the Saturn V rocket and many others. So he got us to the moon, and he also scared Britain. We got the Fritz X guided bomb. And then here, this is I think one of the craziest things we got here. We got an Me-163 Comet rocket interceptor. By the way, the T-Stoff, which was half of the fuel that was used, I think it was the oxidizer, was very dangerous. Not only could the fuel of this plane in general just explode, and that could kill the pilots in horrific ways, but it was extremely acidic to the point where even the fumes could melt your face off if they were to leak into the cockpit. And there are multiple cases where pilots of Me-163s, after crashes, when the fuel, the T-Stoff oxidizer leaked onto them, it dissolved them alive. That's pretty horrific. This is the Messerschmitt Me-262 Schwalbe, the first jet fighter made. Here's the anatomy of its turbojet engine. This is really quite a unique sight. Got a FW-190, you got a, what's it called? The Ruhrstahl X4 air-to-air missile. They never saw combat, but it was an interesting design and paved the way for air-to-air missiles. I think we're doing pretty good. We got 8.5 minutes in the stream with like 5 minutes of setting up. We're not doing too bad. We're almost all the way through this entire hangar. We got this OA-10 Catalina, which is the Air Force version of the PBY-5. I'll get to Boxcar last. That one's the big one. So yeah, you can see the sponson bubbles there with the 50 cals. Got a P-61 Black Widow. And this here is the MXY-7K1, I think it was called, which was a version of the MXY-7 Oka, which was the kamikaze plane. This version, the trainer version, is painted in orange. It doesn't have the rockets in the back. It's just a glide vehicle for pilots to be able to train in it. And it's got a landing skid so they can land safely. This is going to be the last time they would land safely, because the reason why they named it the Oka is because Oka means cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom falls from the tree and never returns home. Quite depressing, actually. We got a replica of the Little Boy atomic bomb that was a real bomb, a real atomic bomb, but it was demilitarized, it was gutted, and was made to look like the Little Boy. And the Fat Man, this was another Mark III that was demilitarized and painted to look like the bomb dropped on Nagasaki. And that's here because this B-29 right here, it's the real one, is Boxcar. The B-29 Super Fortress that dropped the bomb on Nagasaki and ended World War II. It's right here. And it was a special one out of a few that were made to possibly carry the bombs, such as the Enola Gay, that didn't have the underside or top turrets, and only had the machine guns on the tail for defense, because they'd be guarded by fighters and other B-29s flying in formation until they departed to bomb their target with an atomic bomb. So yeah, I think we're doing well. 11 minutes already went through the entire World War II section. And now we've got, actually, where does it go to? I forgot now. Oh, it's this way, yeah. Yeah, so we got through that entire section. Now we just got the Korean War and Southeast Asia and Vietnam gallery, which is its own whole hangar. Then the Cold War and modern gallery. And then we got the space presidential and experimental gallery. So back through here we go, I guess. Here we go, back through this part again. I'm very glad I can walk fast. So that way I have extra speed to get through this museum in time on service. Now this is mostly Vietnam and Korean War, but there's a few other things in here. We got a MQ-9 Reaper drone, and over here an RQ-4 Global Hawk reconnaissance drone. And then we got a couple other modern things over here. We got the Bird of only F-22 Raptor on display. We'll get up closer to that when we move towards the Cold War gallery. Now, real quick, I'm going to show the C-124, the Globemaster II. See, it's huge, massive. One of the biggest planes in here, but not the biggest. There are bigger ones, believe it or not. I'm going to wait for these guys to get off so I can get in. Right. This part's steep, But you can see that whole thing folds down, and you got a second floor for people to sit down on and put cargo back there. Back here, you got an engine, and that's actually an elevator that would go down and get cargo through there. And you also got the front section. You got ramps. You can drive vehicles up in here. You can see how that folds up into there and how steep this is walking up and down it. It's a little ridiculous. We'll get to that later, the B-52. We got a tractor here. It was the, what was it again? M2 tractor. Got the flight simulators over here. I wish I could check them out, but I don't really have the time. Wow. Huge. Massive, if you will. Got a rescue helicopter. I forgot what this one is, with the radial engine there. This is a B-29 fuselage. It was painted to look like the Command Decision, which was the only B-29 to be a jet ace, as it shot down 5 MiG-15s. This one, I'm over 6 feet tall, so it's really difficult to crawl in through here, but hello. The co-pilot and pilot there. I have to step around this. Okay, my phone didn't like being in the B-29 as it stopped having phone service in there. But yeah, I was saying that usually would be the pressure bulkhead and would have the window to look into the bomb bay, but you'd have to crawl through that little crawl space to get to the tail. Yeah, we were lucky enough to just crawl through there, and you could see the bomb bay in there. So yeah, got some more jets. This one is, I can't remember the names of some of these because they look the same. Early American jet fighters all look the same. This one was, oh yeah, this was the F-84E Thunderjet, and this is the F-94A Starfire. And yeah, I think that's the B-26, I think. Yes, F-82 Twin Mustang. Only 4 of these still exist out of like the 274, I think, or 272 made. Yeah, only 4 of these still exist. 2 of them are here in the museum. Only 1 of them still flies. But there it is, all painted in black. And we got a F-86 Sabre, one of a few in here, and the MiG-15 Vis. This one was flown by Lieutenant No Kum-sok in North Korea, and he came up with the decision to defect to South Korea. He flew his MiG-15 there. He found out his mother was now safely in South Korea as well. And okay, I mean, with it, and No Kum-sok would imitate and would become fully Americanized, and he would graduate from university. It was University of Delaware. Became a U.S. citizen. He married, changed his name to Kenneth Rowe. He's still alive to this day, and he actually came and visited the plane and posed next to the picture of him. Okay, we're live again. Is it lagging? Because it keeps disconnecting. His phone service in here sucks. The Wi-Fi sucks. It doesn't even want to connect me to the Wi-Fi. But I guess we'll continue on because now it's live again. We've only got one person watching, which kind of feels sad, but at least this will be recorded though, hopefully. And so if anyone missed the stream, they can watch. Oh, we got another person watching the stream. I think my family and my instructor and a few friends want to watch. I just don't know if they've started watching. I don't know if they actually know it's live. I hope they do because I don't have the time to text them right now. But I got the B-52. There it is. It's massive. Huge plane, but not the biggest here, believe it or not. Got a Wild Weasel F-105. You can see because it's got a second person there, and you got the radar jamming equipment. This would be used for anti-SAM or surface air to missile, or surface to air missile, surface air to missile. What? I'll just look in here because I'll probably cut my phone service if I stay in here too long. But there's the bomb bay. I always love the intakes of the F-105 Thunder Chief, how they're cut inwards like that. It's very interesting. Got the slot, the short little ugly fellow, the A-7D Corsair 2. Got an F-111 Aardvark over here, variable sweep wings. It's got this cool little thing here. If you push this, won't you look at that? The wings move. So that's cool. Got this, I think it's like the B-66 or something, or RB-66, where like it's reconnaissance and bombing. I forgot. I'm not very familiar with this plane, believe it or not, because I don't really see it very often. And back there's a F-101 Voodoo. We'll get to that. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. RB-66B destroyer. That was it. Okay. We got this Constellation, which I think is like for either radar or electronic warfare. It's got like the radar thing underneath it, which you can see, and it goes up above. It looks very odd. It's just the landing gear's just long enough. We got this F4 Phantom II here. I'd love to come back here one day. Hopefully I can sometime, not too long, so I can spend more time and look at these planes closer. I mean, I guess I could extend my stick. maybe I'll do that for a few of the planes to get high angles and up close. I don't know. Memphis Belle 2. I don't know if I noticed that last time, but yeah. Got another F-105 Thunder Chief. This time just a regular fighter bomber one seat. Oh yes, this is one of my favorite exhibits here. We got the MiG-21 fish bed, Vietnamese Air Force. This is one of my favorite fighters, and it's probably the only one I'm going to see in person for I don't even know how long. Not a whole lot of them in America. Such a cool exhibit. Got a MiG-17, not the Farmer, that's a MiG-19, it's the Fresco. MiG-17 Fresco, Vietnamese Air Force, you can tell by the livery, the camouflage, you know, and the thing back there. MiG-17F, you can see into the gaping holes of the intakes. Got a C-7A Caribou, short takeoff and landing, really short takeoff and landing. That one ranch hand, that's for pesticides, or not pesticides, like herbicides, and that was for the Agent Orange. We got this helicopter up here, Husky. It's got two rotors that swing away from each other, counter rotate. Got an A-20 counter invader. It's got like bombs and all sorts of stuff on it. Got a Huey. You got the OV-10A Bronco. We check the time. It's 4:05, so I got some time. Got a A-37 Cessna, a Dragonfly, a little attack aircraft. I love those things. They're so small, but so deadly. B-57B Canberra. Oh, Cessna over there. I forgot what that one was, like 152 or something, 132, 150. I can't remember. I don't know all the Cessna planes. We got F-100 Super Sabre. Oh, here's the Voodoo. This is the reconnaissance one because of the nose, how it's kind of like cut in that shape. And it's also got a little like screen there on it and a camera lens. So that way it'd be used for reconnaissance. As you can see there, camera. Big F-100 Super Sabre, two-seater. Here's the B-52 again, went under its wing. It's got a huge cabin here. There's a reason why everyone says that the F-100 says, they say why, I'm having a stroke. There's a reason why people say that the F-100 Super Sabre looks like a catfish. had to reconnect again. Third time in like a minute. But yeah, I need a Wi-Fi hotspot because the Wi-Fi here sucks. It won't connect, and the phone service here is awful. I hope this isn't laggy for everyone. There's the jet engine. You can see it goes back pretty far, but those flaps are for the thrust vectoring. This is the only F-22 Raptor on display in the world. Yeah, pretty cool. It's pretty big too. I keep being surprised by how big or how small certain planes are here. Okay, we're finally entering the Cold War gallery. I still have like 30 minutes to go around, so I think I have enough time to look at everything I want to look at. I just gotta kind of go quickly. We got all these different models here. I would look at every one of them individually like I did last time, but that would take way too long. Okay, there we go. Cut out for a second, but now it's better. There's the B-36 piece. We go on this side first. Here's the second F-82 twin Mustang I have here. Betty Joe. I think that's another F-84 up there. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, it's this is huge. The B-36 Peacemaker. One of only few left, and it's massive. Oh my god, it's huge. It's ridiculously large. It looks even bigger when you see it in person. Also, actually, I'm kind of glad there's not that many people around now because we're like only an hour away from closing time. I got here at like just after 9 when it opened. We've been here all day. There's a Sabre Dog at the rockets. There's the jet engines, the 4 burning, 6 turning, burning, or as they also say, 6 turning, or no, 2 turning, 2 burning, 2 smoking, 2 choking, and 2 unaccounted for, something like that. I can't remember what the phrase is. I'd have to look at it again. This one's got rockets as well, a lot of them. Okay, we're live again. Having to deal with so many reconnections. That's the wreckage of an XF-90. I didn't even know that plane existed, but only like 2 of them, I think, or something like that. Yeah, and that's the only one left, and it's the one that crashed. There's the engines there. The B-36. We got a, I think this is, yeah, the Thunder Streak. Yeah. The F-84 Thunder Streak. Yeah, there's the Thunderjet, the Thunder Streak. There's too many different Thunder whatever. This one's the, what even was this one again? This one's got the side intake on the front. It's got like these camera lenses here. This is a Parasite fighter like testing thing. The Thunder Flash, that was it. Yeah, there's too many. You got this skinned F-86 so you can see all the stuff inside it. That's real cool. You got Convair, I think it's Convair, right? Yeah, Convair B-58 Hustler. Yeah, and oh yeah, right here, the ejection capsule. Yeah, usually we just have regular ejection seats. But yeah, back in the 50s, they're like, no, let's just make it a seat you sit in, and then this whole thing closes up around you in a capsule and launches you out. When they tested this, before they tested it on human pilots, they first tested it on a bear. They drugged him so that way he wouldn't, you know, freak out. And then they just ejected the bear in the capsule. He ended up all right, probably a little traumatized, but he was all right. And he got, I think he was promoted to captain or something like that. I forgot what rank he was promoted to, but that's a true story, and that's really humorous to me. Maybe a little unethical, but the B-47, a very influential bomber, high performance, could do a loop, and ended up paving the way for jet airliners and even the B-52 with how the engines are under the wings. Got a MiG-19 Farmer, once again, Vietnamese Army. We got here we got like, okay, when I saw it in pictures, it was like, wow, it's bigger than I thought. And then I saw it in person for the first time, and I overestimated how big it was going to be, and it looks small, and now it looks huge again. I have to wait for to take a picture first. Okay, now I can go through here. There's a turbo jet engine, and then behind it would be a ramjet. Okay, it's back. One thing I almost forgot to note about is you'll see the tires are silver because they have aluminum powder in them to resist the heat in flight and also ground. And there's a B2. We'll get to that. Here we got F-16 Fighting Falcon, and it's Thunderbirds. Looks amazing. I got to see the Thunderbirds one time. Amazing experience. And then we got a Thunderbirds F-100 Super Sabre. Got this here. I want to show this. Yeah, we got the Delta Dagger over there, I think. We got, oh, yeah. We got an F-104 Starfighter. Let me first look at that. We got another, it's the RB 57, I think. Canberra. We got another F-101 Voodoo. This is F-104 Starfighter. It's got paper thin wings, couldn't have any fuel tanks in them. They often put covers on them, fabric covers, so that way people who were maintaining it didn't cut themselves on the leading edge. Since there were no fuel tanks in the wings, they had to be in the fuselage, and sometimes for longer distance flights, that wasn't enough, so they put those fuel tanks on, but they kept them off when they needed to be fast and maneuverable. I don't know which I like better. They look cool with or without them. There's the cockpit, very small. They call it the missile with a man in it for a reason. It was also known as the Widowmaker by the Germans because they had the most fatalities with theirs. It was notoriously hard to fly. This one is a Delta Dart, I think. It's hard to know between the two. They're both so similar. But this one, the pilot was, I think, running low on fuel. It says it somewhere on the plaque as well, but I don't want to read the whole thing verbatim. But yeah, he was running out of fuel or something. He ejected. His plane ran out of fuel, but it kept flying. They intercepted it, and then yeah, whatever. And it crash landed in a field, but it ended up being like only relatively damaged, like only a little bit. In fact, actually, there's a picture of it right over here. And there it is in the field that landed in. So they're able to repair it, and they put it back into service, and it stayed in there for a while. This plane flew itself. And then it retired and is now in the museum. I didn't know that the first time I saw this plane. I was like, oh, I'm not going to take a picture of it. It's just a regular Delta Dart. I have so many planes to look at anyways. Yeah, I regretted that when I found out just a little bit after. We got a F-4 Phantom Wild Weasel. No gun placed, radar jamming equipment to destroy SAMs. We got another F-4 Phantom. I don't know what I like better, in camouflage or in this like gray blue. Both look beautiful. I got a captured MiG-23 MS Flogger. Oh, this is such a beautiful plane. You can see the notch cut out in the wing for the variable geometry. And then we got the MiG-29 over here. I think this is the only MiG-29 in display in the United States. And this was an actual Soviet one. It was like the first one to actually be on display at an air show before. There you go, we got that there. There's a autocannon port. Very nice. Smaller than the F-15 though. You got another Aardvark over here, F-111. This is the F-15. Much bigger. Wow. The Freedom Bird right here. You got the Vulcan Gatling cannon there. We got the F-117 Nighthawk, the only one on display. This one was known as Toxic Death because it wasn't originally named. Oh, sorry, someone's taking a picture over there. I gotta stay clear. This is one of the prototypes, I think, like one of the first ones in production, and this is just for testing before they started putting them in combat. So this one never saw combat, but and it wasn't given a name either until they had to scrub it of all of its top secret paint that was radar reflective. So, and they had to repaint it in like fake black paint, just like regular old black paint, because they wanted to remove everything that would be top secret or classified on it before they put it in public. And while they do that, it was creating toxic fumes, getting all the paint off, because they also had to blast it with, I think, sodium. And yeah, so it was toxic. Everyone had to wear like masks and full hazmat suits to do it. And it was bad luck to not have a name, so they named it Toxic Death, and they spray painted it on it for a while. When they flew it back here, they painted it back in regular black and gave it this livery, and here it is. Also, Cerny Bombardier joke, you know, Sasa Bima Nesmie, or yeah, Sasa Bima Nesmie, Inata Setera, Izgubice Jato Cerny Bombardera, or do not mess with the defiant Serbs or you'll lose your swarm of black bombers. Yeah, and that was technically because that bomb bay, that door could only be open for the bomb to be deployed for a few seconds, and then it would close up as to not compromise its low radar crosshair. And that one Serbian commander was able to shoot it down because they decided to do one more radar sweep and just happened to catch it with the bomb bay door open. They launched 2 missiles. The first one went overhead and didn't blow up. The second one hit the left wing and blew it off. And the guy ejected, was rescued before he could be captured. And he actually ended up becoming friends with the guy who shot him down. And they still are friends to this day. There's birds in here. How the hell did they get in here? We got AC-130, Spectre. Got the 2 Bofors 40mm autocannons on display here. You got the 105 that they were later fit with. Got the miniguns, and you got 2 Gatlings, 2 Vulcan Gatling cannons. Okay, how much time we got? 4:20. Okay, we need to get through this fast. We got the A-10 Thunderbolt II, the Warthog, with its GAU 8 Avenger Gatling cannon, 30mm. As large as a car. Love this thing. And this is the simulator cockpit over here. And this one, I think, no, this one you can't go in, but you can look at it. They'd have what was called the titanium bathtub that the seat would be inside of, and that would be the arm protection. It's this giant slab of titanium on all sides there. It's quite a big attack aircraft, actually. We got a V-22 Osprey. This is a U.S. Air Force one. We got a Rockwell B-1B Lancer. Such a beautiful bomber here. Massive. The variable sweep wings. You can go underneath it. You can see all the doors there. It's really quite something. Military Air Transport Service. Okay. And lastly, for this part of the museum, I'll show, there's a T-38 Talon. There's the B-2, the only B-2 Spirit on display, the Spirit of Freedom. Now this one wasn't put into combat. This one was just for testing, just like with that F-117, maybe also the F-22, I can't remember. The Bombay, or not Bombay, not the Bombay door, the landing gear door. The front landing gear door says Fire and Ice. It's got the little B-2 Spirit there on the tip of the fire, and then you got all the signatures. And you got the 2 recruiting cars, the special Air Force cars with the cool interiors and everything. Yeah, that's something. I had a guy who works here tell me, you know what people pay attention more to here? They pay attention to the cars more than the B-36 Peacemaker. Like, people will look at it for a second, but they won't stop the but they'll spend minutes looking at the cars. At first I'm like, are those the cars from Fast and Furious or something? Why are they here? And then I was like, oh. that okay, let's try this again. It keeps doing this. Oh my god. Got the missiles here, intercontinental ballistic missiles that would carry nuclear warheads. It's crazy. Well, they don't have the nuclear warheads on display here. Oh, that sucks. At least they have the rockets themselves, though. I think these were actual, real, demilitarized rockets, too, so that's something special. Okay, now we're going to go to the experimental, space, and presidential section. I think we'll have just enough time, just barely enough, to go look. I'll try to spend only like 15 minutes in here and then get back so I can go look in the gift shop. Got the XB-70 Valkyrie. Now, okay, I real things, but never had the time to do it. But I will at least do it with a few of them because I swore to do it. There we go. There's my 1/500th scale model, the XB-70. In front of the real thing. And have the Micro Machines one here somewhere as well. Yes, the Micro Machines one, showing my true fandom for the XB-70. There's the door there. Step into the cockpit. It's ridiculously high up. Wow. Tall as hell. Those intakes are massive. That's for all 6 engines. That's right, 6. Got these rockets here. These are lifting body type aircraft, wingless, rocket powered. Got a Bell X1. I would show the model I have right now, but I don't have the time. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. They got the aluminum tires again. This time also on the front. So big. It's giant. Is the engine. We got X3 Stiletto, the flaming pencil. We got the X-15, the fastest plane ever built, Mach 6. And if we go over here, I can show the 6 massive engines this thing's got that would propel it up to Mach 3. The fastest bomber ever built, and one of the fastest planes to ever be made. There's 6 jet engine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's huge. On the second prototype, that tail fin. Okay, so basically F-104 Starfighter was flying in formation. Then there was also F-5 and an F-4 Phantom, I think, on this side, and a T-38. And they're flying in formation for a General Electric's commercial because they all use General Electric engines. F-104, as they're like finishing up and we're about to break up the formation, F-104 mistakenly moved towards the aircraft and got caught in the vortex of the wing and slammed into the first the right and then the left horizontal stabilizer. The F-104 pilot couldn't eject and crashed and he died. And the XB-70 the pilot of the XB-70 was able to eject, but not the co-pilot. So that killed 2 people and also lost the F-104 and the second prototype. Now the only one that exists here is this first prototype. It's one of the rarest planes. It's my favorite plane in the world, the XB-70. The XF-85 Goblin Parasite Fighter. Maybe I'll talk about this more another time, but I don't have a whole lot of time to waste here. Other experimental plane here with counter-rotating propellers. I think this is World War II. The Fisher P-70A Eagle, developed by General Motors. Got the P-59, the first jet aircraft America made. It was during the very end of World War II, but never saw combat. The Thunder Screech. Now, this was a jet-powered supersonic plane, but for takeoff, it would use this turboprop, and then it would turn off when it got into flight. But it would spin at supersonic speeds to create this ridiculously loud sound that would make even everyone on the ground nauseous. So they canceled it for good reason. The YF-12 Blackbird, a version of the Blackbird that wasn't as fast, and also the chines don't go all the way to the front because that's where the radar is for it, because this is an interceptor variant that could carry anti-aircraft missiles. the Tactic Blue stealth technology demonstrator. Looks like an alien flying shoebox. Got an intake on the top, the engine on the top. Looks strange as hell. Got this. I forgot what the name of this one was. I had to look because there's a few different vertical takeoff aircraft designs like this. X-13 from Ryan. I got the YF-23 Black Widow, one of only 2 ever made. It was meant to compete with the YF-22, which would become the F-22 Blackbird, but didn't succeed. They ultimately picked the F-22. Even though this may have been technically superior, it wasn't as practical, unfortunately. It's an absolute beautiful plane. Got some test drones here for like stealth and other things. These are all drones. Got missiles and target drones. There's that like helicopter thing. I forgot what powered it was. Oh no, he had like little jets on the rotors. That's what it was. Oh, we almost forgot about the X-23. Oh, I gotta hurry over there real quick. I gotta show the X-23. Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. I saw it the first time I went around in here, but I didn't show it on the stream. Yeah, this is for the ATF project. Oh my God, I feel ashamed of myself. I missed showing my baby, the X-23. My favorite. My little forward swept wing plane. Let me try to actually find the Micro Machines one I have too, because I brought both of them with me. Well, I gotta look for it real quick. Yeah, I found it. Okay. Yeah, there's the little Micro Machines one. I brought it with me as well. Yeah, I had to show that off. Okay, I gotta hurry the last bit. I don't think I'll be able to go into the presidential planes for this because I gotta get through as fast as I can. I only got like 15 minutes left I want to spend. Maybe I'll go through Air Force One. Well, I guess all of them technically are when the president's on board, because that's his call sign. But you know what I mean. The 707, the one that Kennedy flew on. I'll look inside that one. The other ones, it kind of gets repetitive looking through them, but they are there. You got troop carriers, stuff like this. You know, here's where the president stuff comes in. Presidential planes. This here is a fire and rescue one. They would drop fire retardant in water on fires with these C-130s. These are all the different presidential planes. There's a ton of them. I forgot which one's which, really, with a lot of these, but this is the primary Air Force One before they got the 747. It's chromed out, absolutely shiny. It looks even shinier in person. Oh my God, it's insane how shiny this plane is. But this was the plane that John F. Kennedy flew on. I'll show the inside of this one quickly, because also it gets really hot inside these planes. There's no air conditioning in them. It's a little ridiculous. Here we go. All right, we enter here. Caution, walk through narrows to the width of this gateway. You have to go up these stairs. I'm only going up and down these stairs once. I'm not going up and down these again. I already did that for this one and other planes before, so yeah. There's a cockpit. Sex and navigation, stuff like that. I got some like radio and flight status. The galley, kitchen, some regular seats. Please do not touch the aircraft. How do I not touch the aircraft walking through here? More seats here. There you go. You can see these like office rooms for the president and stuff. Fancy. Lots of telephones in here.
This is where the presidential staff, Kennedy's 2 years conference rooms in this area.
I have claustrophobia. I can't stop very long. And then all their staff.
All sorts of stuff in
And
here.
then back here is where
Security.
they talk about the
More
What
seats.
that? Great, is it?
You can kind of see into there a little bit. Yeah. Small room there, another kitchen area. I got the bathrooms, my phone, and here we are. There's Columbine 3, it was President Eisenhower's personal Lockheed Constellation. That was before we had a proper Air Force One. If the president wanted to fly, he either just flew on some random plane or he had his own personal plane, and this was the case. There's the private jets, other aircraft. He's got tons of presidential planes in here. Yeah. Okay, I still have time, definitely. So I can walk through here. I want to try to get some up close views of the XB70. I just want to spend like a few minutes with the XB70. We got the C-141, the Hanoi Taxi. This brought back POWs from Vietnam at the end of the war. It brought them back home. Pretty wholesome stuff. Well, that's a kit plane. I forgot what the name of it was. But yeah, it was like a civilian kit plane that was made with a pusher prop and canards, rear wing. Interesting. Oh, 25 minutes. Oh, that's when they closed the aircraft gallery. So I'm going to spend just a little bit more time with the XB70 because it's my favorite plane. I simp for this damn plane. I am obsessed with the XB70. And I need to spend more time with it because it was a sin that I only got to spend a few minutes with it, especially when it was supposed to be the focus. Oh, I almost forgot to show. Whatever. You could look it up. There's a video on it. But Big Planes. He built the Air Force One 747. Big Planes on YouTube. You should really watch his videos. He makes some really nice scale models of planes with interior detail and everything on his channel. And they're all out of Lego. But that's on display here, the one that he built. So that was really cool because I know about that YouTube channel. I've watched a lot of his videos. Yeah, oh my God. XB70 is such a majestic plane. Yeah, some people, and I can completely agree, say that this is the most beautiful plane ever built. Huge too. Oh my God. It's looks in photos. You can see the splitter there. Below the wings because of the turbulence that would be created by the fuselage. Makes even the YF-12 here look tiny. Giant intakes. 2 intakes for 6-hole engines. They had to be massive. Bombs would be in a bomb bay underneath if they did give it a bomb bay, but it was just an experimental one. All right, I do want to get some up close shots here. So I'm going to extend my selfie stick finally so I can like really get up close views of everything. Okay, I have to bring it down so now it'll be touching things. Oh, there it is. I don't think I've ever been underneath it before because I think they reformatted how everything was. The wingtips would fold down in supersonic and hypersonic flight, or not hypersonic, because it wasn't Mach 6, but supersonic flight. They would fold down for better aerodynamic efficiency. I think those are like the APU engines under there. I think that's where they'd be, or it was some exhaust or something. I think it was APU, I'm pretty sure. Wow. I want to get like a good shot of the inside of the intake there. There you go. I was able to get my high angle views there. So yeah, I guess that's my tour for the museum. I'll talk a bit while I make my way back. I'm not going to end the stream just yet. Sorry it was so short. I was hoping it would be at least an hour long, if not hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But we spent way more time looking, the two of us, at the planes and looking at every single plaque, reading it, rather than walking through comfortably, looking at everything casually so I could really let it sink in the ones I wanted to focus on. But maybe I'll be back here one day. It won't be during this trip. It'll probably be another year, 2 or 3, or who knows how long from now. But okay, you're live again. It keeps disconnecting, especially when I move from one hangar to another. But yeah, there's a missile gallery again. It's gonna take a trip to look back at everything again. I love this place. This place is like heaven. I've been here since 9 in the morning, basically, right when it opened. And I'm gonna be here for a little bit more until it closes. Spent the entire day here in my home, basically. I have a great, spiritual connection with this place. I got 6 viewers. Wow, that's not impressive, but that is a high time for me. Once again, walking through here, it feels so weird because it's so quiet because most of everyone is gone now because it's almost closed. But there's the B-36 again. Just got to take that in again, how massive it is. There were, for maintenance purposes, when it was on the ground, there's a couple cat walks, or really more cat crawls, because you didn't really walk through them, you crawled through them, but there's still a catwalk in the wing because it was that thick, so you can maintain a little bit of it on the inside. That's how massive it was. And there is the Mark 17 thermonuclear bomb. I just wanted to this thing is massive. So, yeah. Oh, I feel like I could do a little meme here, oh, look at that! I just edit in, just an explosion, just it detonates. I've always wanted to do a meme like that. Yeah, I guess that was my tour. I'm gonna end the stream.